Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Kayla the Muse. I am Kayla, your muse, and in today's video, we're going to be going through my flexi rod tutorial. This is a highly requested video after I posted this video on my TikTok, and I feel like a lot of us have gone through the same struggles with our flexi rods. And I know personally it took a long time for me to finally get a set routine where it comes out perfect every time. So in today's video, I kind of wanted to walk you guys through a few experiments and some of the learnings that I have had. A couple of disclaimers for this video. One, I'm going to be using a V-part wig. I love you guys, but not enough to, one, waste my good product, and two, purposely do a bad flexi rod set on some parts of my head. The hair is curly, but I'm not quite sure that it is natural hair. It is probably chemically set into those curls, so it may not perform like natural hair would. If you have a different hair type to mine, if your hair likes different products, then you're gonna have to do a little bit more testing to figure out what works for you. But hopefully some of the things that I go over in this video will at least give you a good start. First, I just recommend starting with freshly washed hair and only using mousse, no other products, at least for the initial set. And then you can, over the course of the days that you have your hair in that style, you can start to add other oils on top, grease your scalp as needed, so on and so forth. I make sure that I have enough product from root to tip and use not a lot of it, but a lot of it. I also had someone else suggest starting on blow dried hair. I usually start on freshly washed hair. If you guys do try this product, the Doux Mousse, on blow dried hair, let me know how that works out, because water is typically going to be in most mousses. At least that's just what my guess is, so it could cause your hair to revert, and I just don't know how that will work. And I know in the past when I used to do my flexi rod sets, I would always do my regular like leave-in conditioner and oil and like hair grease first, because I thought that I would want my hair to be moisturized while in the flexi rods, and then just use a mousse to hold all of that in. But it caused my curls to always be weighed down. It was never dried all the way through, and I always dealt with product incompatibility, and so I would get flakes. One thing that I really like about the way that I'm doing my flexi rod sets now is I braid the hair down about an inch or two before I start rolling it. So another thing that I didn't used to like about my flexi rod sets is when the curl went up. I don't know, but I just like to have the shape of my hair similar to how I would wear my naturally curly hair, and then the flexi rods just give it a different type of curl. So another important tip is to just think about the end shape that you're going for while you're doing your flexi rods. And this also helps a little bit with the drying time and the overall time that it takes to add this rollers into your hair, because if you do individual sections and each roller is going to be one curl, it's either going to take you forever to put the rollers in, or it's going to be too much hair on one roller and you're not going to get the tension you need, and it's going to take longer to dry. So I like to do braids and then split those the pieces of hair that are left out into two, so I can do 2 rollers per braid. Next tip is going to be using lots of tension. You need to have a good amount of pull on the hair so that once you add the product to it, especially if you're starting with blow dried hair, the hair cannot dry in its curly, naturally curly state, but you want it to have a nice amount of pull, and that will help it to form to the roller. Probably the worst mistake that I always made is I would only give myself like overnight for my hair to dry. My hair is, I forget if it's low or high porosity, but I think it's low porosity. My hair takes forever to dry anyway. This is not a style that you want to do last minute or test when you have an important event coming up. You need lots of time to dry your hair, and even if you have a hooded dryer, I use a hooded dryer when I put in my flexi rods. The parts where the hair is rolled into it, so like in the middle most hair on the roller, that's still just going to take forever to dry. So make sure you leave lots and lots of time for drying. Another tip that I got from Bree Hall is changing directions of the roller. So as you can see in the clips of me putting the rollers into the wig, I am rolling under twice and then flipping it. And so I will have a section of hair where I just roll it under the whole way through, and that is going to be a different type of curl. It might be what you like, but I just prefer a bouncier, I don't even know how to explain it really, but that's just not my preference. So I switch directions, and it helps to make a better overall look at the end. So, and with that, in the same breath, you also want to make sure that you're smoothing the ends. I still struggle with making sure I'm doing that, but it just leaves a little bit of like frizzy, naturally curly hair at the ends that once everything is picked out, it doesn't really matter if most of them were fine, but it can mess up the neatness of your overall look. Yeah, and I kind of touched on this last tip. You want to think about your final shape while you're rolling up your hair. So the size of the roller and the placement is going to affect the way that the hair falls in the end. I like it to be bigger rollers at the top and then the smaller ones at the bottom, so that my overall shape is pretty round. And I also give an example with the wig, and you can see that if I use bigger ones on the bottom, they'll be like longer and straighter, while the top is like kind of up and away from them. So those are all my tips. I hope that these tips help you guys. Please, please, please try it out and let me know how it goes. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share it with somebody who might need help with their flexi rod set, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.